We'll take up file 2017-55412. Megan Burkholder and Brent Burkholder both are here via Zoom. And this is the date and time set for hearing in this matter. Mr. Burkholder filed a motion regarding parenting time. Response was filed. I read both, and we'll proceed. Both raise your right hands. You both swear or affirm any testimony you give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right. And is there any kind of agreement for the entry of an order in this matter?
No.
No. All right. Sir, why don't you explain to me what you're requesting and why?
I'm just asking for Wednesday afternoons because I have to take a class up there, and I'll be there from 1:30 to 3:30. And then I was asking for every other Sunday. When I've talked to the kids on the phone, they've expressed interest in going to church, and so I was hoping to be able to do that with them. And then just would like a day for a phone call because I haven't talked to them in probably a month on the phone.
All right. So there's no parenting time order right now?
No, sir.
And you were just released from incarceration?
In February, yes.
Okay. And you were locked up for 5 years?
Yep, 60 months.
And did you have contact with the children during those 5 years at all?
Yes.
What did that look like?
At the beginning, it was twice I think it was on Tuesdays and then again on Sundays. And then when they were with my parents, I would call 2 or 3 times a day when they were with my parents. Then, as I got through my incarceration, the times got lower or less, and it ended up being about went from like once a week to once every 2 weeks to once a month, and eventually only when they were with my parents or with Lori and Marv.
All right. So there was no order at that time, but the other party agreed to have you talk to the children at certain times?
Yes.
All right. And your kids are 11, 9, and 6?
I think Kane is 7.
7? It says here in the first pleading that the birth date was in 2017. This is 2023. That would be 6, I think.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
yeah, my mistake.
All right. And so you're on parole right now then?
Yes, sir.
For how long?
2 years.
Okay. And there are no parole conditions that impact your ability to see your own kids?
I just have to have supervision, and that's with anyone under 17.
Who do you propose supervise your parenting time with?
I stated in my request that either my parents or her parents or someone appointed by the court.
Okay. All right, ma'am, what are your thoughts regarding the parenting time request?
As I had stated in my response back to his, I am not 100% okay with how he is requesting things. I would really like to start things off slowly because it has been 5 years, and the children are very young. Obviously, the youngest one was a year old when she last saw him, and she does not know much of her father. The other two also are young as well, and they are pretty estranged from their father as well. I do not want them to not see their father. I do want them to build a relationship back up with their father. But I would like it to be slow and I would like it to be monitored. Also with my response, I had attached a couple of supervised visitation agencies that I believe would be good agencies that are available that could be used for supervision. Honestly, whatever the courts decide on days and times for the children to see Mr. Burkholder.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. I thought you were done.
No, I just personally do not feel that a family member should be supervising. There is some animosity within the families. And I just do not believe that family is exactly who should be supervising. I believe that it should be an agency, especially with the fact that the children just need to be supervised with him, not with anything to do with his parole or anything to do with his incarceration or anything like that. It is just the fact that he needs the supervision with his children to learn how to interact again with them, because they are all completely different ages than what he had them before his incarceration.
All right. Sir, any response?
Yeah, I understand there's some animosity. I don't necessarily agree that it's her family against me or my family against her. I think it's strictly what Megan is feeling toward me, and I understand it and I get it. But her mom was my representative at my parole hearing. I have no issues with them. I still care about them. I was part of the family for 10 plus years. And I agree with Megan in the fact that I do need to learn who they are again. Like she said, Kane was a year old. And she doesn't know me apart from anybody else. She just knows I'm dad. But when last time I talked to my daughter Ryan on the phone, it was shortly after, was it right after her birthday? And I asked her what she wanted for her birthday, and she said, "I want to see you." And I said, "I know, I'm working on it." I've had talks with Brennan, and he didn't want to get his hopes up because he felt like there was going to be some resistance put up. I don't know where he's picking this, and I'm not putting words in anyone's mouth. This is what he told me. And so if I have to go to an agency, I'll do whatever I have to do. I just want to see my kids, and I want to start that rebuilding process with them.
All right. So there's one agency here in White Cloud that operates. It's at the Harmonized Healing Office. It's a counseling office, and the person that runs the office also does some supervised parenting time. And it's long overdue, but we're getting another supervised parenting time agency at the Center for Hope and Healing, which also houses the Nuevo County Prevention of Child Abuse Office. That's not quite up and running yet. But I think the one at Harmonized Healing will be a lot more convenient than going all the way to Muskegon, for one. And that would be the one I would recommend at this time. But keep in touch with friend of the court about the other one, because Harmonized Healing does have a charge. And Mr. Burkholder will be responsible for that expense. But the other one I think is going to be, it's my understanding it's going to be at no cost. So keep in touch with the friend of the court about when that one opens up, and then you can transition to that one, I guess. But at this point, order would enter for parenting time, 1 time per week as scheduled by the supervisor. I don't want to talk for her and what her schedule is, but she'll set that up with you, and that would be what you'd have to go with. I can make her work other times. And up to 30-minute phone calls on Sundays at noon. Does that work?
Not for me, no.
No, what time works on Sunday?
I would say anytime after 1.
All right, ma'am, does that work then? 1 o'clock on Sundays?
That should be fine.
All right. And you know, I don't necessarily want these to be strictly monitored, but ma'am, you can certainly keep an eye on the situation, make sure that conversations are appropriate and all that. And I think it was in your response that that there had been some anger during some of the conversations when Mr. Burkholder was incarcerated that led to those stopping. So just you can make sure everything's going all right. And then we'll review this in about 90 days, see how things are going, see if we want to expand it, what we want to do. So that'd be on July 27th at 9 a.m. that we'll review this and make further recommendations going forward. So the order is going to indicate, start out at Harmonized Healing, because I know that one is up and running right now. We keep in touch with friend of the court about the other one that may be opening up soon at no cost. And that would be based on the schedule that the Harmonized Healing person has available. And then the other one, if you transition to that. Sundays at 1 o'clock for about a 30-minute phone call, and review on July 27th at 9. Is there anything else?
Yeah, the phone calls, is that going to be on my cell phone? Because she's been making me talk to them through my mom's cell phone, and my mom has work on Sundays, and that might not always work.
I don't know. What's the problem? What's the matter? What phone it's on?
She would not let me contact her to talk to the kids from my phone.
Oh,
It's whatever you decide, sir.
well, I mean, Sundays at 1, you can expect a phone call from him. If he calls any other time, you're not, you don't have to answer. There's no law that says you have to answer the phone. So, but Sundays at 1, expect that call, and you know, whatever call he makes, whatever phone he makes it from, you should anticipate it's going to be him.
Okay, starting this Sunday.
Yep. And then
Okay.
I'll put the contact information for Harmonized Healing in the order so you can get hold of them as quickly as possible too. She'll coordinate with both of you a time that works for the two of you and for her. All right.
Okay,
right.
and she hold of me when that is set.
Yeah, I'll leave it up to her. There are a number of people that have used her over the last year or so, and they've all worked it out. So yeah.
Thank you, sir.
All right. We should be all set for today. I'll see you back here